Alright, this is just gonna be a normal video. Those videos got super wild. And, um, I think I have to figure out how I'm going to. Uh, it's confusing. I think it's going to be how do you figure out who's who. I realize I have a mess. Some of it was really bad. I was suggested that I should do a blog in this with this mess. Maybe to categorize it or something. And one of those characters actually hurt my throat for a bit, but and those voices, I was just being an idiot. So happened to have one of my favorite streamers on in the background, and I realized that I'm not sure if that helped the videos or um, made me look like a dick, kinda. I noticed that some of them, it just so happened that those videos were like she was streaming in the background. She's an amazing streamer, by the way, one of my favorites, by far. But um, yeah, I guess I like caught on to that part a little late, but I didn't have anything to, yet. But um, some of those things actually, quite a bit of those things are not accurate at all. Like they're just like bullshit, basically. And just try to think of something, and sometimes it shows that I'm thinking, trying to come up with something, and I'm not really doing the best at it, perhaps at times. But I noticed that I was I don't know, out there, and it could be so easy to get lost in something like that, and my neighbors think I'm nuts when I do that stuff. Um, which I have done it before. Um, I was doing it, in fact, around while I was filming because I was trying to think, like, okay, so if I do something super ridiculous, I gotta get into character before I even have the camera hit. And it didn't work too well. Still had a lot of issues there, I noticed. Could be like a training blog or something for dumb characters. I shit you not. When I hear people in the hall, they think I'm actually talking to myself when I'm doing this. Sometimes I do talk to myself, but sometimes I'm doing a video or something, and some of them I don't release. And oddly, I released every single one I did today. Just spontaneously, just ran, like just let them all out, and they were all raw because I don't edit my videos. Um, they're very raw, very long. I mentioned that probably way too much. I noticed that I'm getting aware. Maybe I need to disconnect the awareness sometimes because then the awareness can hit and create a confusion, perhaps. Um, some of those I look back and I actually disliked. If you notice, because I was singing like myself, I was disliking my own videos. Um, not liking them, disliking them. Um, I think there's something there, perhaps the dumb stuff. I see that I could take depression and take it to a wild side. I could take depression and place it into some chaotic characters or some crap. I'm not sure if this is for anybody, but I have seen that there are people out there um, that do strange things, uh, and you got to stay active on it, right? So, especially starting out, I'm assuming. So, if I keep on doing this raw, and some of it being very controversial, and some of it making like, will people be able to tell the difference? And that is my concern right off the bat. And I hope that I can change that in the future and that doesn't take over. Because I was sitting here thinking, like, what if someone actually thought I really acted like that, like in my real life? And I was like, sometimes I noticed that since I was trying to think in the middle of those things, that it looked almost like it was me, like I noticed. And it was just, and I wasn't sure if that was a good thing. I'm still not sure if that's a good thing. I am seriously on the fence with it, but um, that's why I think I'm going to lay low on that stuff for a little bit since I went carried away with it. I feel like I should, and see what I can do and place it later, and give myself some time to think perhaps on some of that stuff. I'm watching Dizzy right now. I posted her stream up there. I do reach out and try to contact certain people. Some reply back to me, some don't. I just downloaded some Google Home or something, not Google Home even. It's like a Google Chat thing that someone's supposed to send you a code or something. I actually never used it, so I literally I downloaded it. So if there is something, I don't really know what I can do per se. I mean, apart from if someone's interviewing me and asking me for my opinion on stuff, but sometimes I wonder what is my own opinion. And I realize that I'm a very strange person, even when I'm not making bizarreness and, things that people think are very unorthodox, or sometimes people think they are something that they're not. I notice that people are very easily convinced in something when I do this. I went to Walmart today and was like super hyped and talking about doing these videos and start attempting to do something for this stuff, and had already had comments like he's gay, for example, but and not knowing the right response for that necessarily at the moment, so I don't say anything. But the honest thing is that what is gay, right? I am not homosexual. I want to make that clear. And the true love thing is not a joke. That part might be, come off like a joke, like because I blend it in and I use it in there sometimes. But um, it's it is complicated, very very complicated. I feel like I I think the best thing about these videos, I notice when the best things are going to either be the best or the worst, I hope it's for the best, is that these are going to be raw. I'm going to attempt to get most of all of them if I can raw, like raw, like streaming. And I don't know if people do that on YouTube. Usually people like have to edit their videos or something. So I'm going to do some bizarre things and hope that they either make people laugh or go in different directions or use, but not like, hate me. I think some of those characters will be that way though. Like they will like come out and they'll like literally be like, okay, I'm gonna get these people at least a little bit on edge, and then it's like, and I'm like, do I want that? And then I'm like, but that character probably does. And that's the problem was I feel like when I go in and start doing something stupid, even if it's half-assed and not even complete, and like I felt like I just started like a crap load of characters today, and and just started like what 10, 20 felt like different characters. I don't know the exact number, but it felt like I they were all incomplete. And Boogie does stuff like this. PewDiePie does stuff like this, and I watch both of them, and I actually do enjoy their content. And you know, Boogie stands out. I think he separates his a little bit better than PewDiePie, perhaps, but but you could tell the difference, right? Even with his stuff, But maybe it's because you spend time watching them that at the time to do that you start to know. So maybe if you people spend enough time to see uh, some videos in here, like something like this, they can get a different idea. I feel like I'm obligated to let you know that that's not, that's like some incomplete character stuff that I do. And yes, sometimes I do stuff like outside of the camera. I do suffer from disabilities, but split personality disorder is not one of them. Like that might come off to be, but I go in that error. It's depression, and even though I'm not diagnosed PTSD, I believe that I'm considerably PTSD, but personally, and yeah, so um, yeah, stuff like that, and severe depression, believe it or not, but still, and I refuse to take medicine, even though some people say you should. I try to handle it in my own way, depression. But I notice that I can be very smart, very intelligent. I look into things, read into things. There are usually when I was like looking into something, it does have a feeling to it. And so I'll say, okay, so I'll apply it to that. Is how I look at it. Maybe if I do this, it will come to life. Maybe it won't, and maybe it will. And I have a lot of stuff that I don't reveal, and I feel like the incompletion is so very legit. Impression of being alone and stuff in a lot of that stuff is actually not a joke. That stuff is actually very real and like a real connection. And I just seem to be able to put that in, and I think, but I'm not perfect, but I guess I could try to be. If that makes any sense. I could really start to get on that trying, and it could create conflicts. But I get lost very easily, believe it or not. I think a lot. Yeah, and I just sit here and stare and just watch me just sit here, space off into nothing. You know? And they can make good study. Study the guy. I'm a very strange person. Deep down, I'm gonna have to get stupid, probably, to entertain more. Figure something out on the side with some things. I just stay here, I'm gonna get depressed real fast. So, but Dizzy's a really cool streamer. I really do believe ASMR, does something because you can feel it, right? Like waves. I call it love. I don't know. But and then I just make things strange. Yeah. But one cool thing out of it when I started doing that stuff, I think I could do ASMR. Believe it or not, I was like, I just gotta learn or something. I was like sitting there tapping. Like, when did I discover that? I've been messing around. But I'm gonna go for now, and this blog of mine has begun. So I might lay down, watch something on the monitor and in the TV. Usually put two things on at once. But alright.